Yeah, Dave, I just saw where Patrick Wicklander is going to get the start tomorrow. What went into that decision, and what kind of pitch count or innings limit that is he going to be on for tomorrow?
What went into the decision is just, we just give him a chance to get it going a little bit. He actually threw pretty well at Louisiana Tech. He just gave up a lot of singles, and just get him out there. Let him see what he can do. He was excited about having the opportunity to start and started this year. He's used to being a starter and wanted to tell him early and let him think about it, and kind of like a kind of like it used to be for him, so to speak. So, what I don't know exactly why, as far as if there's a particular reason that we're putting him out there. It's more just he's been there, he's done that. He hasn't had an opportunity to start yet, and we're going to see what he can do. If it goes great, answering your other question is, we haven't set a pitch limit on him. We'll just let him pitch, and when it looks like he's getting tired, we'll take him out.
Nate?
So then is Zeb back in the rotation for Alabama series? And I guess since we're doing 2-2-1, just what do you know about Oklahoma and about Alabama?
Well, Oklahoma can really hit. When you look at their numbers, they're at number 300 as a team. They seem to walk a little bit. They don't strike out a whole lot. They're scoring a lot of runs. Now they've given up a lot of runs as well. So, that's really what we know. We know their players a little bit. We recruited some of them. We played them a couple of times last year, once in the fall, and then before the season ended, we got to play them down in Texas. So, we've seen them a little bit, but they're an offensive team and they have good talent. So it'll be a battle tomorrow. So as far as Alabama, they're pitching really well. They're scoring runs. They're playing solid defense. They've won 12, 13, 14 games already, and we're not sure exactly who they're going to pitch against us. I think we know a couple of them. One of their better pitchers, he hadn't thrown the last couple of weekends, so we're gonna we'll investigate that once we get past tomorrow's game. And again, it's tough to talk about them when we're looking at Oklahoma coming in, but we're still gathering information and looking at some video, and we'll really get into that more after the ball game tomorrow.
And the rotation is more like last week.
Yeah, I mean, we're not all 100% set when we get through tomorrow on the rotation, but I thought the rotation threw well this past weekend. We're leaning that way, but I think probably we'll announce it either after the game tomorrow when we've thrown everyone that we're going to throw, or maybe just first thing on Wednesday morning, put it out there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Tom?
Hey, Dave, can you put an eye to OU today? I don't know if that game is streaming or not, but they're going to have 27 innings or more in the last 2 days when they roll in here. Did weather impact their series against Arkansas State, or
Yeah, weather impacted it. So they had an option to just play a doubleheader yesterday or play one game each day, but they decided to play three, trying to get their games in. A lot of teams, including us, we don't have a full 56 game scheduled, and you don't want to lose games. You got guys that need to play and pitch. You got big rosters. We're in the same boat. We played 27 innings. It's just more spread out, so some of the pitchers that we threw Friday, yeah, they'll be available, but the guys we threw Saturday and Sunday might not be available. I think as a coach, you kind of feel like sometimes when you just play in the game of baseball, it's better to play instead of just practice. We went 2 weeks in a row where we didn't have a midweek game, and I was definitely concerned on how we were going to play on Friday. Just kind of, you'd like to play a game on Tuesday and Wednesday just to keep the flow going. And I'm sure that's what's going on over there. They just want to play.
Yeah. And on Wicklander, what has he done to improve himself this season? And all his other outings seem to be pretty sharp.
Yeah, he's thrown the ball pretty well. his velocity's definitely jumped a little bit. And, if he can command his secondary pitches, then he'll do fine. This past weekend, they got hits on him. I mean, they got 5 or 6 hits in his outing, which wasn't real long. I think he got 3 outs, but they didn't hit him hard. They just some base hits, and it just didn't go his way. Like I said, we just really want to give him the opportunity to think about starting for a couple of days, see how it goes, and maybe he'll make a move for us the rest of the season.
Thanks.
Matt.
As far as position players, do you approach the Oklahoma game with your everyday starters, or do you use this as an opportunity to get some experience for other players?
Well, we're going to try to win the game, obviously. So it'll be most of our everyday starters. Try to win every game. We have a lot of games coming up now. Next week we play 2 midweek games, maybe 1 the next week, 2 the next, and something like that. So we have a lot of games. We're going to have some 3 or 4 weeks coming up where we have 5 games a week. So some guys are going to get a little time, some experience there. But, we've got our first conference series this weekend, and I need to get some more guys, some of our starters. They need to hopefully get it going a little bit before Alabama gets here. So I'm definitely going to start 7 or 8 of our starters for sure.
And then in left field, you've gone back and forth between Braden and Zach Gregory. How do you assess that position right now and how they played?
Yeah, it's both of them have done a good job defensively, and in Webb's defense, I mean, started him 2 games this past weekend, and he actually hit the ball 4 times on the nose in those 2 games and didn't get a hit out of it. He lined out second, center, left. I mean, it's been a little bit of tough luck. Gregory, the first game he played, he got on base a couple times. I think he came in on Friday's game and helped us with that one on base, got hit by a pitch. And Saturday, did okay. He didn't hit the ball like he wished he could have, but it's nobody's really grabbed it. I think Gregory, obviously, if there is probably statistically ahead of Braden, but we just need somebody to be really consistent, hit the ball hard. And, outfield is a position where you need to be a threat offensively. And right now, the left field spot is up for grabs.
Hutch, we'll come back to you.
Yeah, Dave, I know you try to win every game, but Noah's going 56-0. So it was Sunday maybe a quote unquote good loss to maybe get the guys refocused and stuff like that moving forward?
Well, I think time will tell on that. If we play well tomorrow and this weekend, and then maybe it was. Obviously, yeah, you want to win every game. It frustrates you when you lose a game like that because we had a chance to break it open and we just couldn't get the big hit. And, they had a pitcher that threw extremely well, huge zone when he was on the mound. And then at the same time, the wind's blowing straight in from center field about 20 to 25 miles an hour that knocked down 3 balls that would have left the yard. One in the last inning. Ball the Wallace hit would have gone over that center field wall or hit high off of it easy. And it's just kind of the breaks of the game sometimes. But, hopefully they didn't like that feeling of losing, and they'll get hooked up and ready to go this week.
And then also with Wiggins, he's been kind of your closer the last few weeks. Do you really like him in that spot, or have you been tempted at all to maybe extend him or start him or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I do like him in that spot because he's been good at it. He got into a little bit of a jam the other night because he didn't throw his changeup for a strike, and usually commands that pitch real well. But he's good. He's hard to hit. And then I think you'll see him, if it's not this year, he'll be a starter here one day, and it may be this year. It just depends on how it goes. If we can't get to him, then we might as well use him earlier. And if we can get to him and Cops to finish up games or whoever it may be, then we leave it that way. And that means we got to have leads. But it depends on that pitch and if they can stop people early.
Tom.
Dave, I was looking at Alabama stats a little bit, and I know they've got the ace, and so you've seen that guy. What do you make of him?
Well, their ace is a left-hander, and he hasn't pitched the last 3 weeks, so we don't know what's going on there. nobody's really said anything. He threw great the first outing, didn't give up a run, but he hadn't been out there since. So we don't know if there's a major problem, a strain, he's sick. We don't know, and but he's really good. And he hadn't hardly given up any runs in his college career. Last year was shortened. He pitched great, a lot of hype, but they have two other really good starters, and I think they threw a left-hander on two right-handers that threw Friday, Saturday, and then they threw a left-hander that threw yesterday. But they can pitch, and they've done a good job with it. They have 3 to 4 quality starters, and the talent level at Alabama, since their staff has gotten there, has continued to get better, and they're going to be a force in the league this year.
I'm good.
Matt.
You know what an atmosphere can do. You're going to get to have about 1,500 more people in the stadium through the end of the month. What are your thoughts on that and how that may benefit you?
Well, I'm excited just to have more fans in the stadium. I think the players appreciate the support, and it makes it more fun for them to go out there and play in front of a big crowd at home. So I'm just excited for things to slowly get back to more normalcy here at the ballpark and out in the real world. But I'm looking forward to seeing the difference a little bit. I think it's supposed to be a pretty day tomorrow on Tuesday, and I think we'll have a full crowd that what we're allotted, so to speak. So, and then again this weekend, I think it'll definitely help us.
And then, a lot of your best teams has had a guy that pitches a lot on Tuesdays, like Wicklander pitched, quite a bit in the midweek and a couple of years ago. How good of a feeling is it to have, somebody with experience that you can throw out there in these midweek games?
Well, it gives you a little bit of peace, I guess, so to say. But I don't, I've had freshmen that are really good on Tuesdays in the past. I just want Patrick to pitch like I know he can. And this will be a big challenge. A team hits like this, Big 12 team, because, this is his third year here. And you guys, by the time they're in their third year, they're experienced, they're not afraid, and they go out there and they compete hard. And, you don't worry about those type of things. It's more about the stuff. He just needs to have good stuff and get him out and give us what he can. And, if it goes well, like I said, he may move into the rotation on the weekend one day, or may stick on Tuesday nights the rest of the year, and or flip later. I mean, it's a long season. There's going to be injuries. There's going to be sickness and different things, and you've got to have more guys. And he's definitely a guy that we're dependent on.
Nate, do you have anything else?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
All right, last question here. Hutch, finish this off.
Yeah, Dave, a guy we haven't seen yet this year is Jacob Burton. Is he healthy, or is it a matter of just guys in front of him?
No, he's been hurt, and then now he's just getting back, and we'll see if he's going to be healthy enough to pitch. I mean, the season's getting on a little bit, and if he's not ready in a few weeks, and probably just redshirt him.